This is the Kenan stitch that I am going to demonstrate, and as you can see already stitched here in the center is the Kenan stitch using the same fiber, and then down here I added a different fiber for the tent stitches, and I'm going to be demonstrating it again here with the green. So for the Kenan stitch, you are going to come up, you are going to cross over one intersection and then go up over 2 canvas threads. You're going to skip a hole here, come up in the next hole, cross over an intersection, and go up 1, 2 over 2 canvas threads. And anytime I do a decorative stitch, especially one that is made up of long and short stitches, especially when I'm using a fiber that's full like this one, I will do all the long stitches and then come back and do the short stitches. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. So again, skip one hole, come up in the next, cross over one intersection, and then go up 1, 2. And then for the short stitch, this is where I just went in. You are going to come down diagonally to your right, and then you're going to work a tent stitch. And again, this is where that stitch went in. I am going to come down diagonally and work a tent stitch. These little tent stitches kind of sit in the middle of these long stitches. Because the row ahead of me is already worked, you will notice that when I am coming up for this tent stitch, it is sharing a hole with the bottom of the long stitch from the row above. So that is another way to make sure that you are continuing to work in pattern. So you can see where that is shearing. And then I'm doing my tent stitch. Keep in mind, try not to split your stitches when you're going in. Try to keep a clean hole. And you know, ideally, in retrospect, it's much easier and probably more suitable to be coming up in an empty hole. So like coming up here and going down in a hole that is shared. But for the sake of the tutorial, I think it's easier to demonstrate it the other way around. So once you get the hang of it, you can change the direction. So again, on the next row, I'm going to skip a hole, coming up here, and then I'm going to cross over an intersection, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, and I will be crossing over 2 canvas threads. Skip a hole, come up, and again, I'm going to do this whole row in long stitches. Now, when I'm doing this stitch underneath a row that's already been worked, when I cross over this intersection, go up 1, 2, I am going in a hole that is shared with the bottom of the tent stitch that was done in the row above. 1, and then cross over 1, 2 threads, and you'll see that I'm sharing a hole with that tent stitch from the row above. Cross over 1, 2. Cross over 1, 2. Once you get the hang of it, it is a very fast stitch to do. I want to get to the end, and then I will start coming back just for additional demonstration. You know, some of us are all different kinds of learners, so hopefully this will help everyone. Oh, wrong stitch. It's okay. So I started going in here. I knew that was the wrong stitch. I was doing it wrong because I'm not sharing a hole with the 10th stitch. So move it over. Okay, so this is where I just went in. Come down diagonally across that intersection, and I am now going to start the 10 stitches. Okay, this is where I went in, down diagonally, and then I'm going to continue to move across this row. Oops. Doing the 10th stitch. So this is the Kenan stitch.